Hi, everyone. In today's video, we will be discussing the concept of colorblind racism. I will touch a little on part one, giving the background on colorblind racism, then give some information on how it can be used in the classroom. So, what is colorblind racism? As discussed in part one, colorblind racism is the idea of an individual claiming they don't see race, but they do believe that they are treating everyone equally. This overall minimalizes race, and it is the belief that it does not matter in society today. This is a more subtle form of discrimination that is more popular in today's society. So, what are the causes of colorblind racism? Well, Eduardo Silva states the central frames for colorblind racism are minimization of racism, color cultural racism, naturalization, and abstract liberalism. So let's touch a little on each one of these. Minimization of racism is the idea that race does not matter in social settings and its effects are not that large. Sometimes, when someone is within this frame, they can argue, or they may argue, racism doesn't exist, everyone has equal opportunity, and sometimes may blame the individual for misunderstanding a situation. Cultural racism. This frame is based on the belief that the behaviors and cultural practices of an individual are the reason for their disadvantages. Naturalism is the idea that racial inequalities happen because they are inevitable. Sometimes they may say that these things just happen because that's just the way that things are. Abstract liberalism uses the ideas of equality and freedom of choice, but ignores history and promotes the idea that individuals are responsible for their own success or failures. So, how can this further be used in the classroom? The first step to preventing colorblind racism and creating change is to change the system entirely. Freire states the solution is not to integrate them into the structure of oppression, but to transform that structure so that they can become beings for themselves. This can be done by creating dialogue, discussing policies, discussing the naturalism frame, as discussed by Eduardo Silva, and debunking the idea that racism is just the way that things are. Show students ways that they are slash their classmates are affected by racism. So, how can this further be used in the classroom? Giving age appropriate examples that relate to students or their classmates around them can help prevent racism in schools. Freire states that the teacher cannot think for his students, nor can he impose his thoughts on them. Allowing students to interact in dialogue and think freely and give shared experiences can further help prevent colorblind racism. So, why bring this into the classroom? Creating the conversation in the classroom leads to change outside of it. Freire covers the importance of praxis, stating, without people willing to do the work of struggle and change, the words are meaningless. Thank you for watching today's video.